Kia ora, Canterbury, and welcome to Canterbury Live today, where we have a lovely, lovely show for you. But I'm not going to start it off with a bad buzz, but there is a very, very important part of our Canterbury Live team, and he's always there on camera one for me and teases me when I have my cup and shot, and he always wishes me a lovely show, and that is Jarvis. And he, very excitingly, will be heading overseas to his new adventure, but I mean it sincerely, hand on heart, you will be missed, Jarvie. So I hope you do really well, and this is our last show with you, so it better be a good one. No pressure, so we get awesome shots. Rightio, on today's show, we're actually announcing all the winners of our giveaway. So that's a very important, because if you are a lucky winner, you must be collecting them this week. We catch up with Rangiora Vets, find out what the team are up to out there. And Michael Gorman, yes, we collected all those amazing presents, and he joined us earlier on today to collect those gifts, and when we met up with his granddaughter Charlotte, who was just a wee gem, and Tim Bain, yep, you know, we caught up with him earlier in the week, and so we just want to talk about those wonderful events that are happening with buskers. But first up, really cool, in 2015 with Canterbury Live, we're going to have a wonderful new segment, and it's trending, that whole new Vogue word, trending, with Tuessa, and Tuessa joins me now about some of the hot goss that's happening around the globe. Tuessa, how you doing, my lovely?
I'm doing really good, thank you for having me.
You look mighty fine, and I just have to do a whole...
Thank you.
Two slaps
One of
up.
those.
And for those oldies that know, like, living colour, it was just too cool. But anyway,
thank you.
How you doing?
I'm doing really well.
I mean, this is your thing. You are a little social media buzzy. You know all the hashtags and all about the, you know, Twitter and all that sort of stuff. You're trying to educate me, which is a bit of a hard thing.
It's always fun.
It is fun.
Yeah,
so what is happening? The Kardashians...
So we've got a number of things on for today.
Yeah.
We'll start off with the Kardashians, because they're pretty much all over the show. You know, they're famous for being famous. I don't think anyone really knows how they actually got their foot in the door, except for the thing where their dad was Robert Kardashian.
Yeah.
O.J. Simpson's lawyer.
O.J. Simpson's lawyer, but he was a family friend as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
And just between you and I no one else, see, I actually quite like watching it for just silly telly.
It is.
Just to chill out to.
It is. You don't have to think about it. You just watch it.
But apparently one of them has given birth.
Yep. So Kourtney Kardashian, the eldest of the Kardashian brood, had her third child on December the 14th. So there she is, pregnant.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
You don't often see her not pregnant.
No, she's very maternal.
She is very maternal.
Yeah.
So there she is with her partner Scott Disick, and they're already two children. So there's Mason and Penelope.
Penelope, that's right.
And now they have a third boy, who was actually born on Mason's 5th birthday. So she wasn't around for Mason's birthday.
But that sucks.
I
So that means
know.
they've got to share their birthday with, he's got the two brothers together.
Yep.
Oh, that's not too cool.
Imagine the 21st.
Oh, they're going to have to do something special, like morning, it's all about Mason, in the afternoon. In fact, what is the name of the new brother?
Well, they don't actually have a name at the moment, but they're actually thinking about
Isn't
combining.
that trendy? Isn't that trendy? Let's not name...
No, we'll just leave him as like blank Kardashian.
Saying that though, my little sister Belinda, love you darling, over in London, she didn't have a name for a month.
Really?
Yeah, mum and dad, seriously, they were just like, third one, la-di-la, baby. They didn't even name her for a month. How's that? Mum's probably really going to kill me now if I just did that. But anyway, moving right along, royalty.
Oh my goodness. So Prince George, he is such a cutie, isn't he? So we've
Look
got...
at the jeans though.
I mean,
not granddad I'm talking about. I'm talking about you later on.
Yeah. So these pictures were taken in late November. So these are their Christmas shots. And they're in a courtyard at Kensington Palace.
Look at that outfit. It's so...
Isn't he just adorable?
He is scrumptious.
So these are just all over the web. Like, everyone's talking about it.
Don't you love the little long socks? And,
And look at his little Santa print on his top.
And the hair going on. He's got the whole part thing going on.
He's definitely
he is
trendy.
beautiful, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
And no pressure for the next one in the queue. Do you think it's a girl or boy?
You'd hope for a girl, just to
Would
have
you
that
though?
diversity.
Would you want to be?
But at the same time, I guess with royalty, 2 boys would be really handy.
Should we have a bet now? Seriously?
Okay, fine.
Okay, so I'm going for a boy.
I'm going for a girl.
Okay, how much are we going to put on it?
Oh, lunch.
Coffee's... lunch. Sounds
Done.
good. Sounds good. Okay, that's a deal. Okay, right.
So basically, those photos were taken and sent out to the paparazzi as a thank you to them for not showing all the photos that the paparazzi had taken. It was like a big thank you to the media, so they provided the photos.
It's
which
cool.
was actually taken by Prince Harry's private secretary. who's also a freelance photographer.
Wow,
How
that's
about
pretty
that?
cool.
Yeah.
Time magazine, awesome.
So Time magazine, you know, is so huge. It's been around for ages, and every year they let out their person of the year who covers the magazine.
Right.
And usually it's quite prominent figures, but this year,
Oh,
yeah,
wow,
it's all
okay.
about Ebola.
really?
Yeah. So we have here Dr. Jerry Brown, who is a Liberian surgeon, and he turned his hospital's chapel into one of the country's very first Ebola treatment centres.
Right.
And then we have here Dr. Kent, who is an American, who was the first American to become infected with the disease.
Crikey. God, he looks so solemn.
I know. And this is another American, Ella Watson Stryker, who was an American health educator who's helping the fight over there.
Jeez.
I know.
They're all so
And
serious.
I know. So this is Fede Gala, who's an ambulance supervisor, and he's an Ebola survivor.
Now, we're not hearing a lot of that.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, that's cool.
And so finally we have Salame Kawa, who is another Ebola survivor.
Wow.
And it's just incredible because obviously it was such a huge thing that swept the world. And for Time magazine to put out these 5 covers, you know, just to honour these people,
It's pretty
it's
cool,
pretty
isn't it?
incredible.
I'm going to shock you now.
Okay.
I am going to shock you that apparently Ebola was the most trending for 2014 on Facebook. The stats came out.
I'll pretend that I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow!
Wow,
my
oh, you're so cheeky. Hey, sister, see you in 2015.
No worries.
Oh, yeah.
Look forward
all
to
right.
it.
Hey, stay with us after the break. It's all about giving at Christmas, and we announce all the winners of our goodies. Stay with us. Well, as promised, it's now time to give away all our beautiful prizes that we've been given and donated to. And first up is a wonderful night away in a waterfront room to the Kaikoura Boutique Hotel. Yes, this lucky winner will receive one night in a waterfront room. It is stunning, the hotel, and plus the service is amazing. So you will enjoy this. Now, we've had a lot, I mean a lot of entries, so it was really, really difficult to actually pick one because you all had wonderful reasons why you should be the winner. But the winner is Vanessa Davidson. Vanessa, I loved your story because with Vanessa, after the earthquake, her husband actually lost his job, which is always awful anyway, and they have 3 beautiful children. They have not been away, the 2 of them, in 8 years. So you will, and you deserve this night away, just the 2 of you. So I hope you really enjoy it. So well done to you, Vanessa, and your wonderful husband. Now, next up, New Year's, very cool, She Hard, yes. Awesome. We've got some really awesome giveaways, which is the double passes to that fantastic concert. It's going to be featuring She Hard, I'm Giant, the Datsons, and Cairo Knife. So the winners are, drum roll, is Wendy Mills, Mark Summer, Bernard McBurty, Charlotte Fraser, and Cynthia Johnson. Congratulations to you. You are truly going to bring a New Year's with style thanks to She Hard and that wonderful lineup. Very cool indeed. Next up, we have the Christchurch Casino. We've got 2 $50 dining vouchers to give away, which is too awesome. Great thing to do, especially at this time of the year. And we have 2 winners, of course. First up is Gavin Hardy. Congrats, Gav. And Maureen Bond. Any relation to James? Maybe, sort of, kind of. Good place to be at the casino, isn't it? Next up, we have Milani gift pack. Gorgeous. Teresa shared us about all these wonderful things. It's organic, great product. And the winner is Danny Graham. And I wonder if Danny's going to give it to his partner, but hey, he could use the products as well. So congratulations to you, Danny Graham. And last but not least, Animal in Emergencies. And we have a lot of interest in that. So there's a lot of people out there that are very caring and love their animals. But the very deserving winner is, really cool name, Viola Fredick. I hope I pronounced that correctly, Viola Fredick. So congratulations to you. Now all these prizes must be collected by lunchtime this Friday. This Friday by lunchtime you must collect all of these prizes. Congratulations to you. Stay with us after the break. Buskers Festival is coming up and we catch up with Tim Bain. Job in Christchurch?
Yes, I think so. Yes, especially come January. Come January, it's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Buskers Festival.
Yes.
Bigger and better in 2015.
Yeah, it just sort of has become this huge thing now that we can't really stop. Yeah, it's odd how 21 years ago there was this little street performance festival of 3 new local artists, and now there's 55 performers from all over the globe and some of the biggest names in street performance and other sort of show world people.
Yeah, no. And today is only a bit of a tease because we'll see Tim more in the new year. But let's start off and just tempt everyone out there. So first up, the Vaudevillains.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Vaudevillains. Now, the Vaudevillains is probably it is actually one of the hottest shows on the face of this earth right now. Mm-hmm. There's a TV show called RuPaul's Drag Race, which is...
is it still around?
Yes.
Oh my
which
goodness.
is pretty much America's Next Top Model for drag queens. Now, the performer in...
Wow.
Yes,
okay.
so that's Jinx Monsoon. She is one of the performers. She won RuPaul's Drag Race Season 5.
She's beautiful.
And that is Dr. Von Dandy, her sort of sidekick. They're the hottest act ever frozen alive. They were in Antarctica, and through copious amounts of an illicit drug and a blizzard, they were cryogenically frozen.
Oh, wow.
And so they've been thawed out because of global warming, and they turned on the radio the other day and discovered all today's modern pop songs were being covered, and they had actually written them. So their entire show is based around doing today's modern songs as 1920s honky-tonk vaudeville styles.
And where are they from? Are they New York
They are New York
yeah.
and America-based. We're just saying America.
How cool.
It's much easier.
Amazing. And yeah, RuPaul, God, crikey. She has been around for quite a few years. Siren, we've got a Siren. Oh, yes, that's right. The Boy with Tape. Now, this is an oldie but a goodie. He is amazing.
Yeah, so the Boy with Tape, effectively Sam Wills, local boy, went into his room one day, put tape on his face and created Boy with Tape on his face. For the past 2 years we had his second show, More Tape, and this year we're going back to the beginning. So it's the show that only 1,200 people saw when we first did it, compared to the 15,000 that have now seen More Tape. And he, of course, comes with his entire family. So Felicity Wills and Rafferty Danger Basil Wills, that is his whole name.
I think we've got an image of him too somewhere there. So rightio, no, we may not, but if you haven't seen him, it's a bit of a tease, but it is literally tape around. Tape
on his face, there's posters everywhere. It's one of those shows that everyone now knows, everyone really wants to see, so definitely grab your seats for that one when you can.
Oh, very cool. And street performance is actually really strong this year, isn't it?
Yeah,
though?
so the Street Performers lineup is probably one of the best we've had. The English Gents are coming back to us after a while. They have just finished, they just did the Royal Variety performance. So they were straight after Bette Midler and just before Demi Lovato. So they're in some pretty high calibre performers there.
Oh, and apart from the Queen, lovely.
Oh, yes, the Queen and all of those types of ones.
Yep.
And Alakazam is back. So he is a freak sort of contortionist guy through tennis rackets, all of that type of stuff. That's Alakazam right there.
Seriously?
He's a festival favourite. People love him. He comes from Australia. Great shoes, great hair, covered in ink and tattoos, what you expect a street performer to be like.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, so burlesque. If we don't know what burlesque is, a form of striptease, but very elegant, very tasteful.
Yes.
And then we have yours.
Then we have ours.
Do you like that?
Ours is when we first did it, we played it very safe.
Yeah.
Very safe. And as we went on throughout the years, we realised...
She needs a safety warning, sweetheart. Seriously.
Christchurch is not as conservative as we think they were. So we've amped it up again this year. We've got Roxy Delight, who is the bad girl of burlesque. She is the smoking, stripping queen. She won 2012 and is the reigning queen of burlesque. We also have Gypsy Wood, who won it in the past. Captain Kidd, who was here last year, he is coming back. We have the English Gents will be doing their nighttime version of their street show.
Right.
So they pretty much just do their street show with less clothing. Fez, who comes to us from Australia, also works with Captain Kidd, and Asher T will be attempting to control them all as the MC.
Fantastic. All these details can be found on your website, which is great. But thanks to you and the team,
Yes.
we have some VIP seats, not just seats, VIP seats, to Boy with Tape, Vaudevillains and the Burlesque. I think Doug and Gordon have actually got a couple of tickets. I'm hoping they'll go into that draw to win those. Now, we will see you in the new year, won't we, to talk
Yes,
more about it.
absolutely.
So all the best. I know it's a very busy
Thank you.
time for you. Tim Bain, the man for buskers, and we'll catch up with him in 2015, as we said. Now, we caught up with Michael Gorman from the City Mission earlier on the day and giving him all those wonderful gifts. Michael, in the back of your car, we're going to fill it with some wonderful, wonderful toys and gifts and clothing for the children. It's wonderful, isn't it?
Oh, it'll make a real difference to people's lives. You know, some people find it really tough, and to get a present like this, it's just going to be amazing for them.
It's all about the smiles, though, isn't it?
Look, just to see the kids, they get so excited. I mean, we all get excited at Christmas, but they are just beside themselves.
Yeah.
And the goodness of people has enabled this to happen. The goodness of your studio. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're more than welcome. We've got some little helpers behind us, haven't we, Michael? One of them, well, we've got Vanessa, obviously, producer, and Teresa, another one of our producers, but also your granddaughter, Charlotte.
Charlotte's down from Wellington. She's looking after me at the moment, and so she's here to help load the presents too.
Good on her. How's it all going, though, with the dinner, the big dinner happening next week?
It's good. We certainly need more produce. We need more chickens, more ham, more legs of lamb, pavlovas. So, you know, we're not there yet, but we're well on the way.
So do you get a bit nervous around this time, though, that's all going to come together?
Every year I get so stressed. I don't know why, because every year people in Christchurch respond beautifully, but that doesn't stop me from getting anxious all the time.
We don't want you anxious at Christmas. So what do we do if we're watching today and we can actually provide you with some of the produce or hams like you've said? What should we do?
Well, the best thing, if you can, is to bring them to the City Mission in Hereford Street, just over Barbados Street, and our staff there will be so delighted to receive the goods.
Okay, well, Merry Christmas once again to you, Michael. I know you're on the show next week for a special Christmas day, which we've got some surprises for you that you don't know about.
I'm looking forward to lunch.
It'll be good. We'll leave it over to the girls now to load up the rest of the car, but Merry Christmas and see you next week.
Thank you.
Very cool indeed. Well, now we're heading out to Rangiora Vet, and it's all about common ear problems in cats and dogs. I wonder if it's the same as children, possibly. Anyway, Dave, bye Jarvis, see you later. We've got a shot of Jarvis now. We should maybe sort of kind of wave goodbye. Bye Jarvie, we love you. See you tomorrow everyone. Bye.
Today at the Rangiora Vet Centre, Sophie talks to us about ear disease in dogs, and Blue comes in for a checkup.
So we're here today to talk about ear disease in dogs. It's quite a common problem, we see it a lot. It's often seasonal, so quite often in the warmer months, so the spring, summer and autumn, we see a fair bit of it. There's lots of different reasons as to why your dog might have ear disease, and when we get the dog in a minute, I'll talk to you about what the signs and symptoms are that you need to look for. However, I thought first I'd just talk to you a little bit about how the dog's ear is different to a human ear, and what makes the problems that dogs come across slightly different to deal with than, say, your generalised human ear infection. So I've got a poster on the wall that I'll show you, and this is a diagram of a dog's ear. As you can see, this is the outside of the head here. The ear canal in a dog, it actually goes down and then in. So the ear canal is L-shaped, whereas in the human, it pretty much just goes straight in. So when the doctor looks in your ear, he looks in at that level, through your ear there, and can see all of this stuff in here, and this is the eardrum or tympanic membrane, and that's really important when we're talking about medication later on. But it does make it tricky for us as vets trying to examine this eardrum here. We have to pop a little tube down here and then gently tilt it so we've got a visual on the eardrum here, and we need to do that to make sure that it's all intact with no holes in it. Holes heal up easily normally, but they can be caused by infection. So if your dog's got an ear infection, we need to make sure that this bit looks healthy. This is the middle part of the ear here, and if any of the drugs that we use to treat infections, it has to stop at that membrane there. It cannot go into this compartment. So this is Blue. He's got lovely big floppy ears, which quite often adds to ear problem issues in dogs. Dogs that have these lovely floppy ears don't tend to have great air circulation, and it can mean that their ears become more infected quite easily. So the first thing I do when I look at them is have a look and see what they look like. And we can see here that the skin's a little bit pink. It's not too bad, but it's a little bit pink. And the other thing is that they do smell a bit yeasty, so it's possible that he might have a bit of a yeast infection in there. We check both ears, make sure they're both the same, and we have a bit of a squeeze as well of the ear canals to make sure that, he's quite liking that, to make sure that they're comfortable. So remember, as I said, the ear canal in the dog, that's the opening there, and it goes down and then in. So I'm going to have to try and do two things to try and work out what's going on with this dog. I'm going to take a swab and have a look under the microscope and see what kind of bugs are causing the infection. And I'm going to have a look down with the otoscope to make sure that there's nothing stuck down the ear like a grass seed, and also to make sure that his eardrum's intact. Because remember, we need that to be nice and secure if we're going to put any medication down the ear. So again, we go down the downpipe like that, and then we gently tilt it outwards. Oh, good boy. It's a little bit uncomfortable going around the corner. Good boy. Perfect. And his eardrums are absolutely fine. So that was a really good example there of shaking his head, and that's what dogs with ear disease tend to do. So that's something that the owners might notice, is that your dog has either got its head on its side, shaking his head like that, or scratching with a back foot. So I've just had a look down the microscope, and Blue's ears are both clear. So there's no sign of any bacteria or yeast down either ear, which is great news. So he doesn't need treatment this time. But it's important that any time he's shaking his head or having a scratch at his ears, that we make sure that we swab them first to make sure that they really are clean and that they don't require any treatment. This dog doesn't have any infection down his ears after looking under the microscope, so I'm just going to demonstrate with a little bit of saline, so that's not going to hurt his ears and it will give them a bit of a clean, but it's the same procedure as if you're putting drops down your pet's ears. So it's important when your vet gives you medication that you measure the correct amount. So a dog of this size normally gets about 1 ml. So you can see there's a slight air bubble there, but then I've drawn up 1 ml into that syringe, and I'm going to put 1 ml down each ear of this dog. Now the important thing, apart from being accurate with your measurements, is putting it in the right place. So Blue, if you sit, so it's really important that it has to go down the downpipe. So we've got the ear here, there's this first ridge here, and the ear canal goes down there. So I need to place my syringe actually into there, and then gently trickle it down. And he's obviously going to feel that and think it feels a bit weird. I'm holding his ear up here, and then down here you can actually feel the ear canal. It feels like a tube of pasta or something under the skin, and you've got to give it a massage. And can you hear that noise? So that is the noise you should be able to hear when your dog's ear is being medicated appropriately. So I'm now massaging that so it goes down into the horizontal canal, and that's quite normal for them to shake their head once you've done that, and that also helps distribute that medication. Good boy. Well done.
Join us next week when Jack Russell Walter visits to check the health of his skin, and Sophie explains the complexities of skin disease.